Hey, hey, hey. I'm not fully ready yet. Bear with me. Oh gosh. What am I to think? Right. Hey. Hey, hey. Bear with me a moment. I should really like talk things through as I'm live. Can I be heard? Just just in time. Can you hear me? Let me just switch my YouTube again so I can see if everything's okay on my end. Oh, oh, you set a reminder. That's good. That's good. I just come out the shower and I wash my hair. So it's still wet, so I've not put on any headscarf or anything. Right, I can see me live. Headscarf or anything, right? I can see okay. Me live. Headscarf feedback. Right, sorry. Let me just mute that. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready. So, how have you all been feeling? I feel a bit off today. I'm not gonna lie. I feel a bit off. How am I feeling? People don't really ask it. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can. People don't really ask this question, but I'm gonna say how I'm feeling anyway because it fits in to this theme. So I feel a bit drained. I feel tired. I feel like I've got all these ideas and like to materialize it's a bit overwhelming at times. And then I feel like obviously because I'm remembering to be the Pisces rising, that's the coat that I'm remembering. It's just like, any opportunity to escape, to just escape because things are just it's a lot right now. But anyway, I pressed the button this got time, guys. I pressed the button to hold them comments back. So I didn't stop it. And also I figured it out because before I had to cancel the reminder and then come live again. But I just have to wait and be patient and wait for the exact time, and then it will pop up on the phone YouTube and I can do it like that. So I'm learning. I am learning. Okay. I've also got a bigger board here. Can't you see it because of this light? I don't know. But we'll figure it out. I've got a bigger board. It's not even a board, it's a table. But, oh gosh, I didn't even get the stuff to wipe off. You see how I'm not prepared? Can you give me a minute? Can you give me a minute? Oh, sorry. I forgot to, right there. I'm sorry, people. I'll be more organized next time. I say that all the time, but this just wipes it off really easy, this and tissue. So, and I've already written it too big. Like, I'm telling you, you lot are seeing progression here. You're gonna see progression because I'm a hot mess. But anyway, we're gonna start right now, 4 minutes in. And as always, my name is KelitaSahliah and welcome to my channel. So I share my perspective and my lens on how I view this reality or realm that we share together. I can't take my time, man, because if I take my time, then I won't move. I won't move, sis. That's what I'm working on too. But anyway, as always, I'm gonna post the pictures Not in the community area this time. I'll leave a link to it in the community area so you can easily get to it. But I will be putting it on Instagram now. Not my main Instagram, my other Instagram. Because I've got more than one Instagram. It's called Into Me Intimacy. So that is my Instagram. Why am I feeling vibrations on the floor when my phone's here? That's odd. Anyway, it's going to be on that Instagram, so I'll post the link. And I've chosen that Instagram because for me, I see like viewing the stars, the sky, stargazing is very intimate, and I'm kind of getting into showing my more intimate side, just no more me. So it's there. And also my main Instagram is annoying. Like it's annoying. That's why I don't post there that much anymore, because I'm sensitive and I just feel when I'm not supported, then I'd rather go elsewhere. You know what I mean? I'd just rather go elsewhere. It's like I feel 99.9% of my Instagram following is useless. You know what? No, that's my phone. Oh, it's these messages. I don't know how to stop this. Sorry, you're gonna hear beeping throughout. I think if it's picking up on the mic anyway. But yeah, like a 99% of the Instagram followers, they're just useless. Like, they're as useless as entities. Like some of them are just useless. But anyway, that's not the point. It's just I'd rather, because for me this is going deep into my mind, I'd rather people who I know is actually kind of supporting me, basically, and not just watching every single one of my stories. But you can you hear it? Huh? You can hear me all right? You can hear me fine? But yeah, it's just like, you know, I've got people who can watch every single one of my stories, you know, but if I ask one question or one like interactive thing, oh, I'm fine. Okay. Just checking. But yeah, so obviously I'm just a sensitive little bitch at times, so I'm just like, well, fuck you, motherfuckers. I'll go elsewhere, even if I'm starting again. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, so this week's transits, I've been just expressing myself, but this week's transits, it is a lunar eclipse. So we're going from the 6th of November to the 12th of November. And inside them dates is the lunar eclipse. So the lunar eclipse is happening on the 7th and the 8th, basically, the 7th. And wait till I don't get. And then there is so it's a full moon. It will be a full moon on the 7th, which is the lunar eclipse. And as you can't even see the bloody thing. We'll sort this out for another time. I guess it's just a visual. I think I need to use a bigger pen. But there will be pictures. So just click on the link from the community area or find me on Instagram. I'll put it as a link as well. You can find me. I'm easily found. So the sun is in Libra. So I know many people right now is saying, Scorpio season, Scorpio. It's not Scorpio season. It's not. The sun, in fact, only stays in Scorpio for 8 to 9 days, depending on the year. 8 to 9 days. So it's not Scorpio season. Like, Scorpio is the smallest constellation. The smallest, but they've given it a whole month. Anyway, so we're in Libra season right now. The moon the moon on the 6th will be in Pisces. Mercury will be in Libra. Venus in Libra. Taurus is retrograding. I am going to do a complete video about that. I know I spoke a lot about it last week, but I'm also going to do a separate video just on Mars retrograde, because I think it will be quite powerful. It's powerful. So I have a lot more to say about that. Jupiter is retrograding. I didn't know this, but Jupiter is retrograding, but it stops soon. I think it stops next week, but it's in Pisces again. Mainstream astrologies, all the influencers are talking about Jupiter has retrograded back into Pisces, but it's gas, fam. It's gas. Jupiter's been in Pisces for this entire time. Like it's just retrograded in Pisces, and then it's going to start continuing again in Pisces. So maybe naturally I'll start to feel a little bit better. I don't know. We'll see. And Saturn is still in Capricorn, and the big planets, they're still in the same place. Uranus is in Aries, Neptune, Aquarius, Pluto is in Sag, and Sextans is still sat in Sextans. Lilith is still sat in Sextans, basically. So, yeah. So essentially, I wanted to talk about this lunar eclipse, the lunar eclipse. So we recognize now that, you see, Spider-Man. I was a bit upset because I brought my son this bag and it does this. It lights up, and then water fell in the bag. So that's why it's on the radiator. And I was just like, I brought it for me, really, didn't I? But anyway, the lunar eclipse, we know now that the moon is the mover of our emotions. It gets the energy moving. And this lunar eclipse being, the moon is full. So our emotions going to be high up there. Our energy is going to be moving. Essentially, even though we may be emotional about it, but our intuition will be heightened in terms of which direction to go. Now, hear me out, because it makes more sense for it to actually be in Aries rather than in Taurus, because mainstream astrology says that the lunar eclipse is happening in Taurus. So because they're seeing everything is happening in Scorpio, but bear in mind now it's not Scorpio season, so it hasn't been happening in Scorpio. It's been happening in Virgo and Libra. So the opposites now of them, the opposites of Virgo was Pisces for the solar eclipse, and the opposite of Libra is Aries for the lunar eclipse. Now, the soul is, it's the source. It's how you operate through your ego, essentially. But that was last week. This week now, the lunar eclipse, the one that moves the energy so you can, how can I put it? Act basically through your ego. The moon moves these emotions for you to do it. So it being in Libra, the airhead, he's like an airhead. It brings balance. So essentially you're bringing what is invisible kind of into the scene, into the plane of existence. That's how I see it, because I feel even the symbolisms have a lot of depth to it. So essentially now your energy, your intuition will become like a lot, for you to then bring that into the physical realm. And obviously, because it's in Libra season, but it's happening inside of Aries now. Aries is the first sign, ruler kind of the first house. So it is like, look at me, hey Aries, going out there. It's the first sign. So it's excited, it's young, it's excited to just like go. So imagine now, I see it makes more sense. You have this lunar eclipse, this big moving of your emotions, of your energy, and it's happening in the sign which is ruled by a fire sign, passion, that will literally get you to go. It's like, okay, you want this idea, the opposite of it being Aries will now push you to get it done. You see, I see now why they put it in Taurus and Scorpio, because essentially this realm, it's all material based, and obviously they want just more material. They kind of want you focused just on the material, but there's so much more than that. So it's like it being in Taurus, it's like, oh, okay, you're just thinking of all these ideas and things, and you just focus too much on the material, basically. Whereas I feel it being in Aries, it's just that drive, that passion ruled by Mars. You've got that drive, that passion, that energy, that youthful, like, yes, excitement to go in that direction, to take the Libra energy, it's opposite, and make it happen. You see what I'm saying? And then once you've gone in that direction now, the moon will move naturally into Taurus. So you will see how you can materialize it into your reality. Okay. Yeah, but it's not just all about the material. So that essentially is how I'm seeing this lunar eclipse. It's giving us the energy, it's moving our energy to bring our ideas into the physical. Who else has anyone had even slightly more clarity in terms of the direction you'd like to go, whether that's your business, relationships, could be anything, but has clarity kind of started to come? If not, it will or should keep coming. I personally, from last week, I had someone keeps jumping on and off of here. Who is that? You're gonna be the third person or not? I'm joking. I'm not joking. One day this room is gonna be filled with loads of numbers and people, but you know, we're manifesting it. So yeah, essentially that's what I'm seeing. So the moon transits now, it being in Aries on the 7th and 8th, it will then move to is naturally being happening. It has. And this is what I'm saying, like coming back to, I don't even think I said this at the beginning. If anyone's watching it this far in the future, this is why, like, I see that yeah, speaking to existence, I see that because this is the natural cycle of our realm, it's the luminaries, the planets above our head that illuminate our whole sky. And because of that, it's like naturally that's how we feel naturally. Oh, that's when we get in that energy to move in that way. But when it comes to mainstream astrology, because it's ahead of time, it's like those who follow it anyway, it's like you're pushing against the energy. That's what I found. I found like something was happening. I was like, oh, but it's meant to be, the moon is here, the sun is here. I'm kind of meant to be doing this, but I didn't naturally feel like I wanted to do it. And I tried to push through and things didn't work. Like it just didn't work. I'd be there and I'm watching this top influencer who has how many subscribers and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, your love life, someone, you're like Aries rising, because I'm an Aries rising in tropical. Like Aries rising, it's gonna be you. Or my Venus is Gemini in tropical. They're like, yeah, Gemini, Venus, love is coming. And I'm sat there, I'm like, who's that? No, nobody, not even a conversation. Like, and I'm like, okay, obviously that's just one example of many. I was looking out for many things that just didn't happen. And when I tried and I was pushing, it just didn't work. It didn't work. Like, gone. Anyway, so I just feel it's natural. Following the actual luminaries that we see, it's in our realm, it's part of our existence, like it's there. And I noticed that they do the utmost to distract you from the sky. Look at the amount of stuff, the spray in the sky. Come on, half of the clouds aren't real. Like half the clouds, they're just covering the sky. They do their absolute best. And if they can't cover it on a nice day or when the sky is going to be clear at night, they're just like, oh, be busy, be on your phone, scroll on this, go here to this nightclub. So if you go there, you just fully wasted anyways. You're not even paying attention to the sky. It's just a lot. They just distract you. But anyway, back to the moon transit. So I feel that these lunar eclipses, essentially, because they happen on the first and the last zodiac signs, essentially it literally is a new beginning. Like, it's a new beginning, and that's why oftentimes eclipses are a ruffling of the feathers, because it gets the energy moving, the stagnant energy, it gets it moving to then create your reality. Essentially, just you look at these luminaries to create your reality. And something's telling me this eclipse is like a switch. It's like a switch. So just pay attention to ideas, thoughts that come through. Yeah, just pay attention. And I'd say when you have that energy and drive to go for it, literally follow your instincts and do it before like the idea goes. Like, I feel we're on a verge here, and those who kind of take action will be rewarded. But obviously it's like pushing towards the action. You just have to be comfortable and trust in yourself, you know, you got this. But okay, moon transits now. Aries, 7th and 8th. Taurus, it will be in the from the 9th, and on the 12th it moves into Gemini. The love was me. Yay, yes. It will move into Gemini. So essentially what I'm seeing is, as it's obviously coming from Aries, the moon is waning out, or is it waxing? It's going away. Like, I can't remember the terms. It's going away. So, you know, our emotions will, you know, slowly become less heightened and everything. So that's why I'm like, just go for it. Go for it. Go with your emotions at this point. Taurus, as I said before, it's going to materialize. So how energy is moving from on the 9th, pay attention, because maybe that might give you some insight in terms of how you would like it to manifest in the material. Possibly Taurus, I see, is a sign of kind of generations. It leaves like a good mark. So ideas might come up that would literally probably benefit you and generations to come. So just pay attention. On the 12th, it's Gemini, and I'm kind of seeing Gemini. It's like communication, isn't it? It's communication. And yeah, so I guess pay attention to how your emotions are in terms of how you'd like to portray whatever it is you're doing. Like, everyone's story is different, so I can't really go into it like that. But whatever it is you're doing, just pay attention to how you'd like to verbalize it, I guess. And again, also take in mind which houses it will be transiting. So Taurus, no, Aries for me, gosh, is that my first house? It's a bit of my first and second. It kind of crosses over. Bear with me as well with the houses, because I use the Skyview app, and literally I was there counting all the squares because there's 24. If you use the Sky app anyway, you see the lines. It's basically 24, and I counted it that way and kind of had a rough idea of the houses, but that's still a little bit difficult. But I found another YouTuber, actually. He's amazing, but please stay with me because I explain things in a different way. But anyway, he's got a link, and I'll just link it there. You can go to his site and just type in your details, and it will give you the circle chart, and it gives you the circle chart including Ophiuchus. So that's why I'd recommend it. Like, obviously the sky app is going to show Ophiuchus, and you can clearly see, yeah, that house is that planet is there if you've got anything in Ophiuchus. But it's just a bit more difficult to know exactly the houses. So because of that, I will post his link. I'm aiming for tonight, but I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie, I am tired. yeah, and then you'll get the actual circle then, because that's helped me narrow it down for the houses. So that's how I know mine's kind of like crossed over for the first house. So I can see that is going to, yes, I'll put them in. No worries, excuse me. Me will put them in. Yeah, so that's how I know it's like, for me, okay, it's passing in the first and second house. So clearly there's going to be, first house is, it's the first house and it's what you see, it's the front cover. So definitely I'm having changes there. And then in the second house, partly. So it's like, the material basically. So that's what I'm seeing for me personally. And we'll see, because this journey has just been long. And if that is happening, in a nice way, I guess. But essentially, that is it. Of course, now all the other planets, because we have Saturn in Capricorn. So all of this emotion and energy moving along, having Saturn in Capricorn will allow us the discipline and structure to create the solid foundations for this change that is happening from the lunar eclipse. So this is why it's like, I'm glad Saturn is in Capricorn. Mainstream astrology is saying it's in Aquarius, and it's like, before I knew it was in Capricorn, I was just like, oh, okay, I need to focus more on, unique ways. But it's like, nah, sis, you need to focus on your discipline, your daily discipline. And this is why naturally I'm making sure my routine is as better as it can be. I'm doing even better with structure basically, and I've naturally got the energy to do that since Saturn stopped retrograding. You see, because it was in Capricorn that whole time. So Saturn will help us in this. Any other planet, Jupiter will help us. It finishes retrograding in between this week, so it will help us as well, because it's just going to expand. That being in Pisces, the hidden, slowly. So I am, what? I didn't get that, sorry. What did you mean? Oh, for the discipline and structure. Yeah, like even if it's slow, but ideas and thoughts would be coming in just like, oh yeah, I need to do this. It will come up as just like a bother in your head, like, oh my days, I need to do this. Oh my days, it's just constantly coming up until you obviously do it. That's Saturn, the dad. Is like, oh, so am I. Yeah, yeah. Gosh, what else? Obviously now Pluto is still in Pluto is still in Sag, so that's higher learning. It's higher learning basically, higher perspective. So, and it's not retrograding anymore. No, it's not retrograding. It's going direct. Pluto's going direct, and yeah. So in a sense, being this higher learning, I know, because I'm talking about, it's a different perspective of learning. So this is all Plutonic information right here, basically, especially with it being in Sag. So again, whatever you're doing with where Pluto is for you, it should help. It literally should help. Pluto's a planet. It wants to give you what you desire, but there's death involved in that desire. So yeah, with that being said, I think that's it. We're going to be slowing down with our pleasures, kind of, or not slowing down, we'll be rethinking it because of Taurus. So again, it also fits in well, Taurus retrograding, because we're going to be getting these ideas like, oh, okay, the energy is going to start moving in that direction. But because the Mars, the action planet, is slowing down, it's allowing us time to process all of this before it finishes retrograding in next year. it finishes on the 23rd of January. Mars finishes retrograding. So this eclipse essentially is just going to allow us the time to process all of that. And then end of January, bam, 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 it's go time. It's go time. Like, you know, Mars in Taurus, it wants the pleasure. You now know what you're after. The emotions have moved from the lunar eclipse. Your energy is going in that direction, and Mars is going to make it happen. So pay attention from all your thoughts, essentially, ideas that's coming up now. Anything you feel you need to act on, do it. Just do it. And then from January onward, it's materializing. That's how I'm seeing it, is materializing. So yes, I hope this has helped. Next week, is anything interesting happening? We'll see. I can't think that far ahead right now, but I hope this helps. I hope it made some type of sense. And yeah, is that? Yes. So I think that is it. I don't know if anyone has any questions, but if no questions anyway, anyone who watches this in the future, you can comment and I'll still answer questions. It's okay. But yeah, I think that's it. Oh, the board. Yeah, let me show the board actually. Let me take it out of this. It's a table. So it's the children's work table. I think that's what I have to do. When showing the board for next week, I'll get a bit better. But this is how, this is it. I'll draw it on here, basically. Yeah, I want visuals in. That's what I mean. I need to be a bit more organized because how does that look? Can you see that? So Mercury was in Libra as well. Can see it and it's all right. I just have to move the camera or put it there. No, that you can see. So when I'm coming to the board, I'll just have to do this. I don't mind holding the phone because I hold the phone all the time. So yeah, I'll do that. Thank you. I swear it's all literally trial and error, and I appreciate your patience. I honestly do. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna post the pictures, but by next week, a bit closer, like this. Can you see that? I think how I'll essentially do it will just all be written on there so you can see it, and I'll bring it closer. People, you can screenshot and all of that. I'll bring it closer. But yeah, I'm gonna put oh yeah, you got it. I've not done them all, you know, sis. You want to know why? Because as I got down to Mars, I was like, oh man, there's no more room. There's no room. And it was time to go live. It was time. And I was like, I just didn't plan again. I didn't plan. So it's like I'm fully planned. I've got all the transits written down in my book, but it's just not here. So for next week, I know that the table works now. The ones I've got on the board right now, because I already did. But this is the sun. Anyway, the sun, I hope it's not back. No, you can see it. Let me move it closer. I'm looking on the laptop too, you see. So the sun is Libra. It's already in Libra. The moon from the 6th is in Gemini. You see what I mean? So I need to have all the dates on there, but that is in Gemini. It starts in Gemini and then it moves to Aries. I don't even know how that happens in that time. I don't know. Did I get that right? I don't know. But Mercury's in Libra. Venus again as well is still in Libra. Mars is Taurus retrograding. Yeah. Oh, I have a question for you, sis, and anyone who watches this, if you've got this far anyway. How would a calendar sound like to you throughout the year with all the transits so you can visibly see? Would that be something you'll be interested in or not? Like, yeah, like a whole calendar. So you just know the transits already, and then these lives will still happen. Yeah, I'll still do the lives, and we can go through it together on the live. How does that sound? Let me know. Let me know. But yeah, with that being said, half an hour. I got a spot there. Was that on my face? Cha. Anyway, yeah, it would. So, um, it's there. Okay, it will be there in time. So just stay tuned for that. I'm gonna double ask on my TikTok too if people would be interested in that. But yeah, yes. With that being said, I'm going to yes. I will. I will. It will be there in time, like for the new year. It will be, well, obviously a bit before the new year, so people have time, but it will be there throughout the whole. It will. So I'm gonna do that now. I need to start processing the video, and the moment it's processed, I will post all the links. So remember the link to do your circle chart, because it's amazing. Like you'll be like, oh, and it's not to, all of this isn't to get rid of your Western chart. It's to know them side by side, because the reality is the Western feeds the mainstream astrology feeds the matrix, and it's really important to know what's happening in the matrix, because the matrix is going to continue regardless. And because I follow the financial markets, they run off that, like they run off it like no one's business. Partly they run off it to confuse people while they look at the sky. So it's mad like what they do. So that's why I just feel it's good to know both of them. And whenever you need to play the Matrix game, you play the Matrix game. Like when I need to be an Aries rising and step into my Taurus sun, I'm doing it. Like I'm doing it. So yeah. Anyway, almost 40 minutes. And I was a bit all over the place. It will be time stamped as usual. So if you need to come back, you can easily get to the place. So that's what takes me long, the time stamping. So I'm going to start that now. But thank you. Kelita out. Bye. Oh, yes.